guys, it's me, Huang. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. I just come back from my Asia trip, and that's why I haven't done broadcast for so long. Through my trip, I collect quite a few questions. Not a question. I think I would try to do some episode to answer all those questions. So on the following episode, you might hear a lot of Q&A, but those are mostly from the question that I collect during my trip. So, I couldn't answer it there, and I hope I can answer it here. So bear with me. There are quite a few of them. So let's begin. Today, this particular episode is mostly about relationships, so all the questions I collect regarding to the relationship. So I will just see how many I can answer. So the question number one, I feel I'm stuck in a relationship, so I am trying to adjust myself within my ability. She had been adjusting for 3 months, but I don't know the changes would bring hope into my relationship that I'm stuck, or give me a clear answer. Sorry, it took a while for me to think about these questions. Honestly, every relationship, I cannot really give you a good advice. There's a reason for that. The reason I cannot give you a good advice is all relationships are unique in their own way, based on everybody's different. You may create a different type of relationship with the person that you are with. So, but one thing that I would see for sure is your heart will always know the best. Like your heart will always know the best if the person you are with is the right one for you or not. So when you are in a relationship, instead of focus so much of trying to make it work, I will highly recommend you to listen to your heart and ask if this is someone you want to spend time with, or this is someone you want to spend life with. If it is someone that you do want to spend some time with, communication, honestly. Communication is the best. I gone through quite a few relationships, and then I get married, and I have kids, and then I'm raising kids. Being honest with you, no relationship is a smooth ride. Like they are happy all along the way. From what my experience or from my friends' experiences, are always a lot of things that will stuck you. So being stuck in a relationship is normal, but with two people have the same heart to make it work, you most likely work it out. If you are the only person who try to make it work in relationship, unlikely you will see any result from it. So anyway, if you're stuck in this relationship and you have adjusted yourself, but then you do not see anything happening, well, my unresponsible answer would say move on. Honestly, move on. But, or maybe you have done it a little bit wrong. Like maybe you just simply change it on your own self, but you didn't really come to the agreement with the other half that you are in relationship with. My highly recommendation is sit down and have a talk with this person and see if you guys are on the same page, or if you guys want to move on to the same goal. That's what you guys see of each other's future. Just start with that. If you both of you do have the heart for this relationship and do want to see something different, or both feel stuck for some reason, my advice to you is try to do something different. Like out of your routine, because very often I realize couple together because we're stuck in the routine, right? We're too lazy to change, like either too hard to change or we're too lazy to change. If it's something in the relationship is not working out for you, then I will tell you to focusing on how to make it work for you, and meanwhile work for the other person too. And if it's not really working out either way, then moving on may be your choice. So, hope I answer your question. I'm not really quite sure, but relationship is always a hard one. But the reason you call relationship, because you take two to tango, right? So just by yourself, unlikely you're able to tangle it up. So you call solo. But anyway, think about it and then see if I answer your question, I guess. The second question is, if I still haven't met my other half, should I go back and reflect the relationship I have with my parents? Yes. Yes. If you go back to my very first, very beginning of episode, you'll realize we pick our own parents. We pick our parents for good and bad reason. Good reason is you probably give us something that we may or may not be aware of, and then bad reason is you all know it give us pain. You have to give us some kind of pain that, let me say it one more time, not every family create the same pain, but that sense of pain is what most likely you will have to learn to overcome and not to enhance that or embrace that. So if you are aware there's some issue between you and your parents, or sometimes it doesn't have to be parents, it have to be your birthplace, like who bring you up, right? And then you have some issue with it. We very likely use that pain and that habit to maintain our relationship. That is, if you experience pain on your upbringing, very likely when you meet another half, you will reflect that pain on them. You're hoping them to comfort you or to satisfy you or to soothe you in a way your parent may not be able to provide. So yes, if you still haven't met another half, I said disregard is, I don't really see that another half is like a reward system, but maybe it is for you. As I say, I don't know. But I do highly recommend you, in any circumstances, go back and reflect your relationship between you and your parents, because it will not only reflect on your relationship, it will also reflect on your daily, interaction with your friends, colleague, or even anyone else. So somewhere along the way you will have to, so you might well just start doing that. Yeah, you like my sign? I grabbed it from my publisher. They want me to mention my book every episode, and I said I'm too lazy to do so. So give me a poster, I would put it on the back all the time. So anyway, the last question regarding to the relationship. How do I resolve my insecurity in the relationship? I always want to control others, and my emotions are always impacted by the others, and I tend to hide when there's a question rise. This question kind of answer to this question. The insecurity that we have had a lot to do with how we got brought up. The desire of us try to control other people is also based on how we got brought up. Just put yourself in the situation. Now, what I do is I always put myself in the same situation. Do I want people to change me? If I don't want people to change me, who am I to change them? So I do that a lot. So eventually I kind of give up. What they call you give up. Like, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, if you really understand this whole universe is functioning in a big umbrella called respect. You respect the individuality. You respect the uniqueness of each other. And then you also understand the reason why you're attracted by that person is because their uniqueness that make them stand out, right? Now you are in this relationship and you try every way you can to change them. You also forget, like, you are erasing that uniqueness that attract you at the first place. It happened a lot especially in marriage. Like, I'm all guilty on that. I'm not saying, I'm all good. honestly, I'm all guilty. I gone through this whole phase. I might try to change my other half, or I resent or feel remorse of the other half tried to change me. I mean, I really got to this point understanding how everyone is individual, how everyone is unique in their own way and things like that. When you start to accept who you are, good and bad, whatever that is, then you start to accept people the way they are, good or bad. It doesn't mean you will have to be with them or not be with them, but you come to this understanding of no one is perfect. Therefore, everyone is perfect. So in that way, you will come to be in peace with yourself. So really, what I'm saying is, in order for you to be okay in the relationship, you have to first be okay with yourself. So to be okay with yourself, you have to dig inside yourself, to dig your dark side, weak side, whatever side, and you put everything on the table, and then this is me, and I'm okay with it. Once you're okay with it, then you realize you're really okay with everything else. So it really will bring back to the question that we answered previous. Yes, you do have to go back and see the relationship between you and your parents. Like, the way you got brought up, the culture that brought you up, the mindset that you were raised to be. There's a lot of reflection, reviewing, and then selecting what you want to keep, what don't you want to keep, and things like that. Once you're okay with yourself, really with yourself, then you will most likely be okay with the people you are with. So anyway, hope that answer your question, how to resolve it. Really, you would, at the end of the day, you still have to go back and figure out your dark side and the bright side and whatever side, and then be okay with it. Once you're okay with it, you most likely will be okay with everything else. So anyway, hope that answered your question. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, next time. Bye.